Hello Capricorn, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And an 8 of pentacles or discs, coins, diamonds. Let's put that into some context. That's good energy. That's very calm, steady energy. That is really fantastic. But we have a lot of fire. Oh, a lot of fire around us. Yeah, this is all fire around the earth, right? This is very cool. I like just the way it's configured there. We have the Fool energy, some air energy, a little bit of water. This is nice. I'm kind of enjoying the pattern that we see right here. But let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Smith-Waite Tarot. And this is one card we select at random. We're not going to look at it until the very end. We're going to set it down here. We're going to put Simon the Alien right on top. Simon Ripley, actually, is their name now. And hopefully at the end of the reading that will tie everything together, give us the confirmation we need. Okay, so let's take a look at this again. We've got fire, 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 earth, earth, earth. We've got air. This is all air. See, the Fool is air. This adjustment or justice card is Libra. It's air. 2 of Swords, air. And then we've got the Princess of Cups there at the end. So we've got a little bit of that water. Now, this Art or Temperance card here is a Sagittarius card. It is a fire. But it's talking about the blending of energies together, right? In all of this energy here, fire, 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 it's almost like we're cooking our food, right? This earth energy. We're heating things up. We have a little bit too much heat going on, a little too much fire. We need to turn the heat down a little bit. We need to add a little bit of love, right? And I think that's the Princess of Cups here at the end. That's what we're doing. We're trying to add just a little bit of love here, right? Who was it? Emerald Lagasse, I think he said that the secret ingredient is love, baby. So maybe that's what we need, right? But let's see. I know there's a lot of fire here and a lot of air. But what are we cooking? Let's see. I think, well, what should we do first with this earth energy? We have an ace, we have a hierophant, we've got the 8 here. Let's start with the hierophant, I think, major arcana. I think right now you've got this interest maybe in something. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a project, maybe something that you're starting to get involved with. Some kind of organization, some kind of, I don't feel like it's necessarily for money. I think it's something that it kind of feels like it's starting out as a volunteer thing or like an internship that maybe will become a paid thing eventually, right? Because I feel right now you're kind of like helping out or trying to learn, right? So it kind of has that intern vibe, but it might not be, you might not call it that, okay? But whatever it is, I feel like you're learning a lot. There's a situation or an environment, a company, a group, maybe just a person that you're learning a lot from. And I think it's because you're trying to get involved in this certain business. You're trying to get started maybe in something. Maybe you're like, what do they call these? Do they call them teacher's aides or something like that? Or just the one that kind of does all the work for the professor, but it's to kind of learn and to kind of get yourself into that that university in a teaching kind of position. It's something, it's like a mentorship kind of thing. I don't know what it's called. But I feel like you're learning a lot. I feel like you're kind of in training for something. So it has that kind of intern kind of vibe to me. Okay. It could be something medically related, but I'm not really getting that vibe. I'm not getting much of a medical thing here. But it could be, if that's how it's resonating for you. It does feel like it's the beginning of something like this. Okay. And I think what we're hoping is that we're going to turn it into this ace of discs, that we're going to make this a new start, a new opportunity, a new kind of source of revenue, a new career, a new something solid and legit. We're trying to parlay it into a paying gig, right, as they say. So we're going from this Hierophant thing, just maybe volunteering or interning or helping out or just like shadowing someone or an apprenticeship kind of thing. And we're looking to turn it into a new start, a new beginning, something solid and good that can grow into a career or at least a lucrative job or vocation. Okay. So this seems really cool. I like this. I'm very interested in what you're doing and what kind of work it is and all of this. But I'm curious about all the fire energy here. It's just like there's a lot of restlessness. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of like frantic kind of hyper energy here. And I think we're being counseled to let's chill. Let's calm things down a little bit. Things are getting heated. We need a little bit of love to just kind of to calm it down. Because there's no water here. There's nothing to cool this down except for this Princess of Cups. And the Princess of Cups is not very matured water energy. It's still very elementary. And we go through this air energy too in order to get here. And I think that this is a lot of the mental stuff that is not leading us to uncertainty, but combine the fire with the air, and it's almost like we feel, well, this isn't going fast enough, so maybe I need to change direction, maybe I need to change course, maybe this isn't it. It's like we've been here for 2 seconds, but it feels like an eternity, because we have this rather hyper energy. And this is the Prince of Wands. And I think this was the initial excitement. You got this opportunity. Somebody offered you this internship or whatever it is. And you jumped on it. You thought this was going to be a good idea. And I think it is a good idea, but I think that we've got an 8 of Pentacles here. Don't forget that. I think we're expecting things to move a lot faster than they are. Maybe we thought this was going to be different. Maybe we thought it was going to be a little bit more fun. Right? A little bit more fast-paced, but it's just a little steady, calm, dare say a little bit boring, We've got the Hierophant is this Taurus energy, and we've got this 8 of Pentacles, a very, very slow and deliberate energy. I feel like this is something that's not as exciting as what you were looking for, or as what we were expecting, really, because if we take away the earth energy, if we take away the actual what we're doing, we're left with just this fire energy. We're looking for, down beneath everything, we got a Princess of Wands. This is that fiery impulse, and you want to get out there and you want to do the exciting stuff. You want to, if you're going into a new career field or a new major at university or something, or like a graduate or postgraduate or PhD kind of thing, maybe we wanted to really be out in the field, really doing the exciting stuff. We wanted Indiana Jones, right? But what we're getting is just like paperwork and books and dusty offices, and that's not the side of things we want. We're getting that Indiana Jones at the very, very beginning of the Raiders of the Lost Ark movie, where he's just in the classroom and he's teaching, and it's just it's the most boring part of the film, right? I mean, I like it, but I'm kind of a boring guy. That's not what you want. You want the Indiana Jones with the leather jacket and the bullwhip. But that's just not this situation. So we either have to adjust our expectations, or we've got to find something else that's going to be a little bit more exciting for you. But let's look at this energy again, because I feel as if we push through, we do things the proper way. We do things the slow. We endure the kind of boring stuff that we have to do now. That's how we learn. That's how we are getting. That's how we're getting the experience, getting the knowledge, getting the education that's going to move us forward. And if we can turn this into a more steady, if we can really achieve some growth here and turn this into a more long-term choice, vocation, path, career, whatever, we might really find ourselves in a better position. We might have the excitement that we want, but see, because this is fire energy, the Sagittarius art or temperance card. This is fire energy, but it's kind of saying that, look, in order for you to get the all of the excitement and all of the success and everything that you want in life, you're being put through the ringer now. You're being tested by, usually, and I'm sorry I'm all over the place, usually with the art or temperance card, this is you being put into the fire to test you. See how strong you are, to strengthen your character, strengthen your resolve. Make sure you really want this. By throwing you out into the deep end, by throwing you into the fire, right? See how you handle it, to toughen you up. But for you, I feel like it's the same thing, but you're not being thrown into the fire. That's what you want. You're being thrown into the dusty old office. Let's see how they handle it. Let's see if they could do the tedious paperwork, bookwork, research before we throw them out in the field and let them have fun. This is the temperance for you. This is the fire. Being thrown into this as the test is the dusty office, the boring research, right? The paperwork and the tedium of it. And that, I think, is what the art or temperance card's all about. And now it's Spirit. This is a major arcana card. Spirit knows how to test you, right? Anyone else, maybe you've just thrown you out in the fire and see how you handle it, not knowing that that's really what you want. So Spirit knows better. Spirit's putting you where the real test is, okay? But I think that if we can do things in the proper way, if we can learn and grow and evolve, we can have a more matured experience later on. Because the art or temperance card is also a card about growth, right? About strengthening and maturing an energy or a substance or a person. So I think by learning how to temper, like how to moderate, how to calm down your fiery impulses here, especially this Princess of Wands that just really literally wants to go out into the field and wrestle with tigers, just that kind of excitement. You want to get right to the fun part of it. If we can temper this, then we will mature and we will grow and we will be able to have a much more rich experience, okay? And I think that brings us over to the path of the serpent now, especially with this Fool energy. Because the Fool is kind of this, it's a bit inconsiderate, the Fool. Not that you are, but I think that we've got this impulse that if something isn't exciting right now, I want to do something else. If I'm going to be working in a dusty office doing research, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to go do something else. This is part of it's part of our fiery impulse here with the Princess of Wands. But this is generally, this is a more fundamental aspect of our nature. We want freedom. We want exploration. We want mystery and wonder. We want to expand our horizons, not sit in a little dusty room doing research. We want to get out into the world. This card is all about travel and expansiveness and journeying, being out, Indiana Jonesing it, right? Fortune and glory. Has no regard for others has no regard for self. Right? So this is what we need to work on. We need to understand, and I think the very next card is showing us that with this Justice or Adjustment card. The Fool is all infinite, expansive, it's a circle, and then the Justice or Adjustment card is all balanced and equalized and fair and measured, right? And geometric. Square, it's not just an infinite expanding circle. So it's kind of the contrast between these two. So we're looking for that, and that's kind of what the temperance is. That's what the growth and the maturing is to now be able to say that, yes, I want this Fool. This is my true nature. I want to explore. I want to travel and journey and have these fortune and glory experiences. Well, let's be a little bit calculated about how we're going to go about doing that. You may have to suffer through and be tested by the tedium of this research and bookwork in this dusty old office, so that you can achieve something somewhere in between these two. Yeah, something in between these two. You don't want complete fool, right? But you don't want to be so perfectly measured and precise with everything either, right? This is the fortune and glory. This is the dusty old office doing the research. Well, somewhere in between these energies, that's what we're aspiring to ultimately. But what we don't want with this Two of Swords here, this is air energy that is maybe showing that these are the only two options, that we're either very measured and restricted and precise, or we're free. Or we can let our Holy Spirit shine, we can let our true spirit go free, all of that stuff. Or we just have to be refined, professional. We have to restrict our true nature to measure and to calculate and to adapt and to fit in and to adjust ourselves to fit into the situation. We do not want Two of Swords. That's what we don't want. We don't want to see it as a dichotomy. We don't want it to be a duality. We don't want it to be an either-or situation. So we're rejecting this Two of Swords. Okay, and I think that's why it's in this position. What we really want is to unite both of those. And I think that's the best way to have growth, to really achieve what you want in life. I think that's ultimately the thing. So part of the obstacle here, this position is what we don't want, but it's what we need. This is the obstacle to overcome. We need to reconcile these two paths, these two styles of energy. And I think really we just need to add a little bit more love into it. We need to have the ability to see into the distance. We need to have the kind of the foresight. We need to see what we want ultimately down the road in order to appreciate even the tedium, the dusty office research that we're doing now, right? Find a way to make this exciting. Put your heart into that. This is the Princess of Cups. It's the earth of water. This is all of this earth energy now having a water component. We've added a little bit of water to that. We've added some joy, some appreciation. We're learning to find the pleasure and the beauty in these tedious things that we have to go through, right? So it's kind of, it's part of this test, It's easy to be in love and enjoy the things that we love to do, right? I mean, that's easy. But to try to find something to enjoy about just the tedium, well, this is the difficult test, right? This is the hard part. But it seems like the only way you're going to get through it is if you find some way to enjoy it, right? And you could quit, I guess, and go do something else. We talked about that with the Fool. It's just kind of going to be scattered. It's going to be going from one thing to the next. There's going to be aspects of every path that are not all fun and fortune and glory and excitement. But if this is the path that you're really on, this is the kind of life that you're trying to build, then I feel like you have to endure the tedium of it. You have to find a way to enjoy it, to at least tolerate it. But even better would be to find some joy in it. It'll make time go by a lot faster. Then you can get to the really fun stuff, you know. Well, let's look at the mystery card now. Maybe Simon has something different to tell us. Or Mork, as he's sometimes called. Let's see. Let's see what Simon says. I don't really... Gosh, I would like to see some water energy. You know, I want to see some satisfaction. I want to see some joy. I want to see some pleasure in all of this. And not just struggle and hard work and difficulty. So let's just see what we have. Well, we've got a 2. A 2 of Pentacles. Yeah. It's kind of here with this 2 of Swords. We don't want to have to choose between the exciting, wonderful life, right? A life full of wonder and travel and journey and experiences and expansiveness, or the restrictive, detailed, measured and balanced kind of life. We don't want to have to choose between those two, because you know what you would choose. We would choose the Fool, but the Fool, again, is going around with no consideration for self, no consideration for anything else, has no real direction, has no real plans or anything, right? So we want this, but not quite. We want something in the middle. So the 2 of Pentacles is telling us that, hey, look, we could choose a different path. You could go intern somewhere else. You could go apply for a different, doctorate or whatever that stuff's called, somewhere else, doing something else. But really, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to have to do you're going to have to do what you don't want to do to prove that to earn the other side of it, right? To really be able to enjoy it, you got to do the hard work now. So the 2 of Pentacles is saying that whatever path you choose, we're going to run into the same problems. Okay? Same problems. But let's take a look at the extended and see what else we might be able to coax out of this situation. If you would like to stick around for the extended, just click on the link up there. That will give you access to every extended reading, not just Capricorn, but for all signs. I want to thank you for being here. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.